It was an absolute blast. I had an absolute fun time. Pretty much fished by myself. I didn't see a lot of people. Well, not in my exact spot, but a little to the left, there was 9 boats. 9 boats, guys. They ran into the spot I wanted to start on, so I had to call an audible and fish a spot that I found late in practice. And I was able to piece together a nice limit. I was able to have a pretty good tournament, and feel pretty good about what I did. Had a limit. I was leading the tournament up until about 11:30, or 10, maybe 10:30 or 11, something like that. And then, guys, I got shut down. I mean, I couldn't buy a bite. Like, if I literally held like a $20 bill over the fish, like, I couldn't get them to bite anything at all. And that's how it works on the rivers. The tide swings. I was supposed to move spots. I went to move spots, and I ended up hooking up right as I go to move. So I get like right next to this marker, and I pitch over top of it with a buzzbait, and sure enough, the dang fish smokes the buzzbait right by the marker, and I'm like, no. And sure enough, yeah, the fish was like, yeah. So I get smoked on a buzzbait right in front of the marker. So I'm like, okay, all right, let me give it a few more minutes. So I end up giving it a few more turns of the reel handle in this one particular area that I had been doing really good at. I give it a few more turns of the reel handle, and I end up going from like 10:30 to like 12:15 with no more bites, and I had a limit by like 7:15, and I think I had cold as well, so like I was doing pretty darn good. And then, like I said, it just shut down on me. So that's fine. That's tournament fishing. That happens. It is what it is. Just got to adapt. And I did adapt. I did move to another area, the crowded area with 9 boats. I saw like 6 of them leave. So I was like, all right, let me squeeze in here real quick. I said, I tell myself, let me squeeze in there real quick. Let me see what's going on. And I go to squeeze in there, and I'm working to stretch a bank. And I make probably about 6 or 7 flips, nothing, and then all of a sudden, pow, freaking 17 1/4 inch, like freaking 3-pounder, just smokes it. Get them in the boat, we're feeling good, back on track, you know, everything's back to cooking. I move up just a tad in the tournament, so I feel good about that. And, and then I make the same cast. I get blown off my spot because I didn't anchor down. I was too deep. I didn't really feel like throwing an anchor. I really just wanted to get that fish. I really just wanted to get that fish measured, and I was more focused on that. So I drifted pretty far away. So I end up coming back to that spot though. I go right back to where I caught that fish. I make another pitch. End up getting a little nibble on it. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Let me see. Then I make the same pitch again, but just out a little bit deeper, and smoked again. Load up on it. I set the hook too high. I didn't expect it. Like, I was kind of pulling my rod up and like kind of hopping. Next thing I know, pow, he smokes it, which was fine. But I leaned back with one of them hook sets where you like way back in Never Land, and I had him for about 5 seconds, and then there was nothing. So, and I heard some guys come by. They were like, "Yeah, his rod tip was too high." Whatever, man. I knew that when I set the hook on him that I was out of position. But I guess I could have stood up. I could have did something else to try to get more leverage on that fish. But I thought I did enough. I thought I did enough to get him, and I didn't. So he ended up getting off. I don't know how big or good it was. It could have been a 14-incher. I have no idea. He felt good though. And I just caught a decent one off that spot, and it felt good. So I felt like if I got a hook in it, it would have been a good fish. But, it is what it is. I ended up going down that bank a little bit more, only to find out that there's like 3 more boats in there that I didn't see. There's a pleasure boat guy in there he's not in any type of tournament. He's not in nothing. But he's fishing this dock and this little stretch like, his life depends on it. So I tried to ease in near him because that spot that he was fishing, right beside that spot was the spot I wanted to start on. And I just got bit on that stretch of bank. Even though there was 9 boats in there, I still pulled right in there and caught a good fish right after them. So clearly, the fish, they reload in there. obviously depending on tides and stuff like that. So I wanted to get to that spot. I made a pitch over there. I saw some activity, but I didn't feel right fishing right behind that guy. Although I did, and I went right in there behind him, and I went up really shallow behind him. I mean, I went all up in there, just like I normally would have. But I felt like he was fishing a little too thorough with his cast, because he was making like a cast every inch of the space, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to mess around with that. So I left, came back out to where I had been getting bit, and I'm easing my way out there. I get some grass in my propeller drive, right? Which is normal, you know. I get some grass in my propeller drive. There was a fish. I go to fix the grass in my propeller drive, and I look up, and there's a boat right on my tail. Like he was riding a kayak out of the creek, which was weird. So he sees me slow down and get some stuff out of my grass. Now I'm headed to fish the edge of this grass, grass flat, the edge of it. I'm headed to fish the edge of it. That was my plan. I was going to end my day there because I had a really good time there at this exact time of day. I had a really good time there. So I was like, I'm going to head to this grass edge. I'm going to finish my day there. That's where I got my better quality bites. And, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be. That's it. So I made up my mind that that was my deal. And so that guy that was right behind me apparently had the exact same idea as me. So he went right to the edge of the grass bed in his bass boat, and within 2 seconds he had hooked up. Oh, talk about livid. The only way he beat me there is because I had to get the grass out of my propeller drive, because I had gone too shallow and I had to get the grass. So what he did was he went on his big motor and powered right past me and went right to the grass edge and plopped down, set up shop, and immediately hooked up. Now in my head, when he hooked up, I was like, I honestly, guys, I don't normally do this, but I definitely said, Lord Jesus, let it be a snakehead, because he was leaned over and, you know, tippy toes and pumping the rod up and down, and I mean all kinds of foolishness right after he had just jackwagged me and cut me off. So I said, I don't know if I asked the Lord specifically, but I said, please let it be a snakehead. And sure enough, I saw him pull out the hammer and bop that snakehead upside the head and let him go, and a look of disgust. And I never saw that man catch another fish after that. So that was fine, but also too, that let me know that the spot won't produce it like the spot was supposed to produce, because if that was my plan, was to pull up on it and catch some bass, and all there was on it was snakehead. And I finally caught my first snakehead out of it after fishing it for 2 days. I finally caught a snakehead out of it. So I hadn't caught any snakeheads at all. I caught my first one, but I only caught it because I kept casting at it. Like when I pitched my bait in there, I saw a big weight behind it. Pitched again, it grabbed the tail. Pitched again, then it smoked it. So that's the only reason why I caught that snakehead, is because I like targeted whatever was chasing my bait. Like, I feel like this spot is going to get really good and at like 3:30. Are we at 3:30? We're almost at 3:30, guys. It was 1:30 last time. It got really good at 1:30, and we're about 2 hours different. So I'm really just testing a theory right now, and I'm bringing you guys along with me. But anyways, guys, as far as the tournament goes, so that's what happened. I ended up the tournament in 5th place. I'm happy with the result because I did better out here than I did in my first tournament out here. I ran a plan. I had a pattern. You know, I stuck to my pattern. The only thing I didn't do was, there was a little window in there where those guys started catching them and I wasn't getting bit, and they were getting a little bit better quality fish during that time when I wasn't getting no bites at all. So that's the only thing that I feel like I messed up on, and I could have, if I had made that run to the spot. I mean, I pulled up in that spot and within 10 minutes I had a fish. So I feel like if I had made that run to that spot earlier, just took off. I know I got a bite, but whatever. I got a plan. Let me stick with my plan. I'd already audibled the plan. Let me be clear. I'd already audibled the plan. So I started in the spot that I wanted to end on. I'm glad I did it, because if I had ended on it, I may have zeroed this tournament. If I was counting on this spot to give me my fish. So I'm glad I audibled, but at the same time, Here, I'm fine. This is finally the stuff I've been trying to fish the whole time. I finally got there. Good Lord. But yeah, so the guy, he had the same plan as me. He ran my same edge of grass line deal that I was going to run. And then he ran and hit the dock that I was going to hit to end my day on. So then I had to autumn on my plan again. And I went and hit another grass line and a different dock. And I got nothing off the dock. But on the grass line, I got nothing either. I'm off of the first dock. Then I was like, all right, I got 6 minutes left. Let me hit a second dock. So I hit a second dock. And don't you know, off that second dock, I picked the Texas rig at first. Nothing on the Texas rig at all. I picked up a Senko, skipped the Senko under the dock. I had 5 minutes to go. Zoop! Line takes off. I said, oh, here we go. Here we go. And it was pulling and juking and jiving. The whole nine. I was like, all right, this is what I've been waiting for right here. Let me get this last minute fish in here. Let it be an 18-incher. I'll squeak out a check and we'll be good to go. Went to pull it up. And I thought I still had them on, to be honest with you. I really don't know what happened to this fish. I really don't. It was on a Senko. That's the first problem. But yeah, he ended up just getting off. And I got another doink at like 158. Ended up being nothing, and that's it. Tournament ends. So that's pretty much how we ended our day. We ended up in 5th place, and I say we because I'm referring to me and my old town. We ended up in 5th place. My stuff held up great. I did fine. I lost 1 fish on a buzzer, and I lost 1 fish on a Senko, both of which I think would have helped me. Both of which I think were bigger than 14.75. And one on a Texas rig. So, you know, in these deals, when you're not getting a ton of bites, you do have to fish clean. That's just a normal rule. I mean, I fished pretty clean. At the time when I lost one on a buzzbait early, and I ended up still catching that fish. And that was my biggest fish of the day. But yeah, it was all together, like I said, it was a good day, guys. It was a really good day. I had a lot of fun out here. I feel like I put in a lot of work to get out here. I put in a lot of work to be successful. It is only my 2nd kayak tournament in life, so I'm very happy with my results because they, like I said, they are better than last time results. I'm surprised I haven't got a single bite out here this whole time I've been talking to y'all. But it is windows. So I'm about to prove that right now. I was waiting. Oh shoot, they're right around me. I was waiting until 3:30, and at 3:30 I should, if the clock is right, if the normal clock is right, at 3:30 I should start seeing a little more activity. I'm right here on a good edge. Around 3:30. Let's see where we're at. We're at 3:25. We're almost there. So it's anywhere in this window right now, 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Anywhere in here, I should start seeing some bites. So guys, that's all I had. I just wanted to do a quick outro vlog for the tournament. I'll show you guys a couple of the catches. I'll show you guys the overall results. Congrats to the guys who won. Congrats to the guys who took the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I was really hoping on getting a trophy or a check or something out of this deal because it is on the river, and I love the river. And I fished the river pretty darn good, but didn't do enough this time to get it done. Congrats to the guys who did get it done. So I had 82 to win. The guy had 89, so I'm not far off, and I had a 14-incher in my bag. So yeah, see, I'm not close enough, even though it's on high. I need this water to start moving. Right now it's just like flopping around.